Pastor, you know my name. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Cash App Soul Mirror 29. PayPal Suicide Ace 29. Let's get it. Alright, so, oh yeah, and also you can hit the super chat. Super chat is down there with that dollar sign. Alright, let's work. So we got Candace Owens, going viral, with a clip. She did an interview with DJ Akademiks, and there's this clip where she talks about women being thirsty and how miserable, how most of them are miserable, and men don't want women like that. Let's just listen to a little part of that, and then we're gonna break it down. Hold on.
Look at their lives and ask yourself a question. Do you think they are happy? Do you feel good when you do what they do? Right? When you're constantly looking for a dopamine hit from social media because you took your clothes off and you want somebody in your comments, a thirst trap with your.
So the people I surround myself with,
okay, hold on.
They know me.
Find the majority of them are miserable. Look at their lives and ask yourself a question. Do you think they are happy? Do you feel good when you do what they do? Right? When you're constantly looking for a dopamine hit from social media because you took your clothes off and you want somebody in your comments, a thirst trap with your.
So the people I surround myself
All right.
with,
I can't find the whole thing. It's a little bit more, but that sums it up. She basically is taking shots at women who do thirst traps and take their clothes off. And she said most of the women are miserable, and they looking for excitement and looking for a certain attention from social media. Like, you got this social media type of attention that you need, right? And she said most of them are miserable. Now watch this. You have to understand, when we critique an individual for their action that they're doing and we don't agree with it, and then we back our statement by, or our comment by, or our opinion by men and women, and these people, and men and women don't like men, like men and women don't like men and women that do that. When we start to do that, we definitely need to put a disclaimer on that, because we don't know everybody. Remember, there's categories that individuals go in depending on what they're doing and what they're not doing. So when we come out here so arrogantly and bluntly saying that real men don't like women like that, and real women don't like men like that, see, then we mess up. Because whatever you crying about, there is women who like that. Whatever you crying about, there is men. But in this case, we're talking about men liking women a certain way. In this case, Candace Owens is not keeping it 100. You're complaining because women thirst trap, and you claim that most of them are miserable. In order for you to know they're miserable, you have to know who they are. You have to be in their environment. You have to see that they are miserable by thirst trapping. You have to be able to write that down and diagnose that. You have to be able to see it. If you don't, then you don't know what you're talking about. You're not a man. A woman said most men don't like that. But if you look at what's going on, Candace, then that's a lie. How is the strip clubs filled up damn near every weekend if men don't like stuff like that? Candace, how are the strip clubs filled up if men don't like stuff like that? How are the OnlyFans getting millions of dollars if men don't like stuff like that? And some of these are married men who participate in that too. Candace, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Candace. Sometimes when people go after something they don't like, they really either overlook or choose not to put in the other information that shows you that is a thing. So you got brothels, you got strip clubs, you got the track with, you got OnlyFans, you got Pornhub, you got all this stuff. You got Instagram models, you got Twitter models, you got Facebook models, and men are going crazy over all of that. So what men are you talking about that don't like that, Candace? Because there's plenty of men who do. Now a certain man, there's a certain type of man who don't want his woman out there shaking and showing her body. But that's not every man, Candace. See? That's not every man. So when you make a statement talking about men don't want no woman, you're a lie. It's plenty men who don't mind her woman shaking their ass in the club or showing their body online. It's plenty men who don't mind that at all. And for you to be this woman, you're supposed to be so wise, and before you speak, you're supposed to assess and put the information before you speak. You are a woman and you know what you said was not true. Because you look, you walk around, you can see it. Plenty of men loves that. There's men who date strippers. There's men who date porn stars. There's men who date the IG models who show their body and get paid for it. Some of them manages their women when they doing these things. And you're going to go on a podcast with DJ Akademiks and say, men don't like that. No, there's certain men who don't like that, but there's clearly men who do. And you see it all over that there are men who actually do. I don't understand why people are so pressed about what other people do with their life. Just because you disagree don't mean you have to. Nobody want nobody like that. That's a lie. There's somebody who do want somebody like that. Yes, it is. And just because you disagree with it doesn't mean you have to go on this little weird ass campaign or this weird ass what they call it diatribe about thirst trapping. And look at them, most of them are miserable. Well, how would you know they miserable? You have to actually, be around them long enough to know they're miserable. Thirst trapping is something that women been doing for a very long time. Candace, you a woman, how you don't know that? Before the word thirst trapping was a thing, when the internet started letting people post pictures, women was doing that a long time ago. Women was doing that when MySpace was hot. Women was doing that when Black Planet was hot. Women was doing that when you can send emails back and forth. But when one of the first interactive apps was Black Planet, women was doing that. Then MySpace came, then women started doing that. Then Twitter came, then women started doing that. Women always like to do a little thirst trapping, show a little skin. Candace Owens, you a woman, you should know that. Women been doing the quote unquote thirst trapping forever. That's just been the thing. Oh, I'm sexy. Let me show a little cleavage. They been doing that. Oh, I'm sexy. Let me show a little leg right here. Let me do a pose. That's nothing new when it comes to women taking photos. Playboy magazine, the swimsuit magazine, this magazine, that magazine, that cover. Women used to do the what you call that? The centerfold thing. They used to do the Miss America. They showing skin. Women showing skin and showing they sexy side has always been a thing. Candace Owens, I'm confused. And just to say that most of those women who indulge in that type of behavior are miserable, that's cap. Now, let's talk about this social media dopamine that she said. Let's look up that word dopamine. I think I know what it means because the way she used it. But let's look it up. Now, I want y'all to pay attention how people try to say, you just thirsty for the gram and do it for the gram. If you got an Instagram account, you do it for the gram too. If you have an Instagram account and you have been putting up content, you do it for the gram too. Don't let these people fool you, man. Now watch this. Dopamine. Let's look that up. What is dopamine? What is that? Dopamine. What is that? There it is right there. Dopamine definition. What that mean? Okay, hold on. Dopamine definition. I need a different. This says it can treat symptoms of shock by improving blood flow, but now we need the other definition. Where is it? Okay. It's known as feel-good hormone. It gives you a sense of pleasure. Okay, so the sense of pleasure of posting a thirst trap on Instagram to get likes, comments, and subscription. Okay, it's a feel-good. It's a dopamine. It's a feel-good feeling. Okay, it's a feel-good hormone. Makes you feel good when you post something and people like it. Right? If when you post something and people like it, I want you to pay attention to this. When you post something and people like it, dopamine. So it's a feel good hormone when you do something and you show it to a certain group of people and you get the response that you're looking for. Okay, now does Candace Owens do that? Doesn't Candace Owens get a dopamine when she posts content about certain people or certain topics and she get a lot of people who like it? You don't think she gets a dopamine too when she posts it on her channel and people say, go girl, do your thing, yes, yes. You don't think she got the feel good dopamine too? Of course she does. You don't think she like reading comments that agree with her when she posted on her channel? Of course she does. You don't think she when the interview dropped or the clip dropped and people agree with her, you don't if she sees it, you don't think she get the dopamine feel good, that feel good hormone? Of course she does. Don't let people trick you with this, oh, when you get the social media dopamine. If you on social media, you have the dopamine as well. That's why you keep coming back. Because you want a certain group of people to agree with you as well. We all have the dopamine. All of us, when we post something or do something, we're looking for a certain reaction, the feel-good dopamine hormone. We don't put together content to not have the dopamine. We don't put together content and put it out there and not be looking for people to like it. Because that's why we do it. We want people to accept it. So when Candace Owens writes something or tweets something, you think she's not looking for people to agree? Of course she is. Not saying that's her main focus, but she has everybody who does content has that dopamine they looking for. Everyone who does content or does stuff in front of a crowd, we all have that dopamine. So why is she saying it like, oh nah, you know what I'm saying? You got that social media dopamine where people say, ooh, you slay girl. That's what the tail end of that wasn't on that video. Slay girl, you did it girl, ooh. But you don't think Candace appreciates people clapping it up for her and she get that dopamine? Of course she does. People in this world does not want to keep it 100. They keep it 100 sometimes, but then in some other times they want to keep it 50 and 45. If you're going to tell it, man. If you're going to critique it from both sides where it makes sense. Even if when you critique it, it makes you look bad, you still should do it that way. It makes sense. Social media dopamine, you on social media too. That means you be looking for the dopamine. If most of the comments says they don't like Candace, do you think she'd be cool with posting on her channel? If people were flagging her stuff and not really watching it, you think she'd be cool with that? She would have something to say about that. But no matter how many people dislike Candace, she got damn near the same amount who like Candace. Because I don't have a problem with Candace standing on her square. I don't have to agree with her, but a lot of people who don't like her because of what she says and stands for, but that is her. She has a right to say and stand on whatever she wants. I don't have to agree with it, but I don't have to hate her for it either. Candace, you're a woman. When you speak on women, you should actually speak with a lot of facts. I'm a man, so when I speak on man, I'm gonna speak with a lot of facts, even if it goes against what I believe or what I do. I have to speak with a lot of facts. What am I? What type of man would I be to talk about man and then leave out some of the truth that I know to be true? Just because it's not running what I believe, I still need to keep it 100. That's better. She's a woman and not even keeping it real about how a lot of men do like women like that. Because you don't want to be a woman who thirst trap. Why are you crying about women who do? Because it's clearly there's men who do it like it. And women been showing a little skin, a little cleavage in the shirt. They've been doing that for a very long time now. And men love it. That's my take on that, man. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, man. It's your boy Suey, Pastor Lee. Y'all let me know if you agree with Candace or you don't. I'm not saying Candace is wrong, but Candace not keeping it tall either. Plenty men who like women that shake their ass and who would date women who get paid to show their body. There's plenty of men who like that. That's why the strip clubs is filled. That's why the Instagram models can go to OnlyFans and get a lot of money. Just posting their body. Like that. Like, come on. If you gonna tell it, man. That's all I gotta say. I see y'all next video. Love yourself more than any relationship. Bang. That's how we